Hello my friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I'm here to do a flip through of a journal. So I didn't work on this one on video or anything, I just worked on it in the background while I was doing videos on the other little game box journal. And so this one is the magazine journal I told you I was going to work on. I started with that white envelope that I showed you. So these are some of the goodies. So let's go through the journal first. So this journal cover was made from a magazine cover. As you can see, it says Better Homes. I'll open it up for you in just a second. But I want to show you the closure here. I've got a yellow ribbon here with white dots, and it is a grosgrain ribbon, and an eyelet here which is holding the ribbon on. So all you have to do to open it is just untie right here, and the ribbon goes through the eyelet which holds it onto the journal, and that is all that's holding it on. But I like that it's holding it on because then you can just open it up, do whatever you want to do, and you don't have to look around for your closure. It's right there, still attached. And if you did want to detach it, all you'd have to do is pull it out. There's no knot or anything. It's just an eyelet right here that pretty much matches. It's almost the same color. I couldn't believe that I had some that was so close in color. And so, yeah, you just pull it through and you can totally take it off if you wanted to, and then put it back in if you wanted to. And I have a little, this end is angled, so it's easier to put that through the little hole here. But the cover, let me show you, is a magazine cover from Better Homes and Gardens that I've had for quite a few years now. And yes, it says Better Homes and Gardens, and this was a summer, one of this, it's 3 or 4 years old, whatever, 5 years old, but it was a summer edition. I was looking for a summer, edition from, so I could, since it is summer, that would be appropriate. And I love these flowers and things here on this cover, so very beautiful. And then it had a little kind of advertisement, you know how they do with what's in the magazine, what the magazine's about, things like that right here in this circle. So I added this little embellishment here. It says Sunshine and Smile. And then I have added ribbon on the outside here, or trim, as you can see, yellow and white. There's yellows and oranges in the flowers and purples here. And so I thought that pretty trim really set it off. That is from a thrift store. And then I also zigzag stitched around here, zigzag here. I think it's, trying to see, I think I straight stitched somewhere, but I don't know where it was. But these are it's sewn all the way around here. So that's the cover. I wanted to show you the outside real quick as far as what it looks like. Pretty chunky, one signature traveler's notebook size. I did cut down the cover a little bit. Basically, down here was not really much of anything, so I cut off the bottom to make it fit onto that white envelope that I showed you. That was the base and the inspiration. So this is about it's 4 1/4 inches wide and 8 1/4 inches long, pretty much, and that is standard traveler's notebook size. So let's open it up. I want to start here. Both sides are open because it was an envelope. Sometimes in the Edith Holden journal I sewed it up over here, but I decided to leave it open on this one. So you'll see the white envelope in there, but it's got the magazine on the outside. It's got scrapbook paper on the inside, which is cardstock, so very sturdy openings and cover. These are some journaling cards that I made out of greeting cards. I just cut them up into journaling card sizes. I thought that would be good. Actually, they were from some Valentine cards that I acquired for free from a store that was throwing them out. So quite a few years ago now, probably about 5 years ago. And so I've had them cut up like this in my stash for a while. And that's one thing I need to start putting in my journals. It's just hard to fit everything in that you want to in a journal. You know what I mean? As far as everything, paper, ephemera. So yeah, these are journaling cards that I made myself that you can use for whatever you want, journaling, pockets, whatever. So here's the lining, this pretty scrapbook paper, or cardstock that I put on the inside. And you can see the sewing around here. It's yellow thread that I used. So as we start here with the first page, this is a nice thick paper, and this is a little nameplate or book plate that you can use somewhere. I think it is gummed on the back. I got it from a thrift store, so if you wanted to put it down somewhere, anywhere in the journal you could, but I put it right here in front just so you could see how it might look right here somewhere in the front as a little book plate. I thought, and this one, I have a few different ones, and this one looks so pretty with the colors. These are little birds and little flowers there, and then you supposed to write down here. So I just thought that was really pretty. On this side I have a tag. As you can see, one of my handmade tags. It has a pretty butterfly on it there, and this is one of my painting swatch tags that I just, it started off with a swatch paper, and I turned it into a tag. This is, I've got a few trims here, as you can see, lacy type trims. I'll show you those as we get to them. And I've got a few tabs, and these are the little pieces I showed you from the game that were meant to do something with the Quizmo game. And that game, I got it from I think that's the one I got from an estate sale, and it looked like it was mostly never used. Like maybe the teacher used part of it. I think it was a teacher that had it, and she maybe used the big time clock that was in there, and that was it. Everything else, look, I mean, these were not in an unopened bag, these little tabs. So I decided to put some in here. I hadn't used them yet. I just discovered them. I mean, I just decided, I was actually selling that game as a whole, and now I've decided to split it up and use the parts and sell some of the parts and things like that. So some of the parts of that are in my shop if you want to check that out. My shop is always linked below, and it's Sheree Shop on eBay. And this journal, of course, will be in my eBay shop when you see this video. But anyway, long story, but this is ledger paper with one of those tabs, and so you'll see them as we go through here. This is a magazine page. I wanted to, since this was a magazine journal, I wanted to put some magazine pages in here. Little flip out there. This is actually, I think this is from an atlas here, index page from an atlas, and here's the trim I used in here. It's pretty yellow, flowery fabric trim with this lace, white lace on either side. So you'll see a few pages with that. Here's a little flip up, well, I'll show you. It's receipt paper. I put one of these in the Edith Holden journal too. And it's, as I said then, it's a receipt paper or adding machine paper with 2 layers. It has a white layer, and I have a whole roll of it. A white layer and a yellow layer. In Edith Holden, I used the white layer. This journal has the yellow layer. And these are plain cards that I put punched hearts out of, so I use them as my closure. So that just tucks under, one heart tucks under the other one there. So you just kind of flip that up, and you have this receipt paper to write on here. Or do whatever you want with, but it folds down like that, and it folds back up, and you just put your little heart back under the other heart, and it keeps it closed. And then this just is a little, I like to use my scraps and my cutoffs, so this is a little cutoff here, which this paper you will see, I think, later on in the journal. Yeah, I think this is a center page from this journal. So really pretty scrapbook paper there. This is blue lined paper, and another tab there from the Quizmo game. This is a post-it, those trifold little post-its that they used to make. I don't know if they make them anymore, but this I got somewhere in my vintage, thrifting. So I've had that for a little while, and I wanted to put one in here. This is a little, this is like a little papery card. Has these pretty flowers, and it opens up, and it's papery, but it is a card. Really neat. And this is graph paper here that I have it on. So I just had it here for whoever gets this, ends up with this journal, to do whatever they want with. Let's see, I had it. This is a little tassel paper clip here. It actually, I didn't even realize this till just now, but it matches the card. It's funny how kind of like your subconscious puts things together, I think. and you don't even realize you're matching when you're matching. Isn't that, I don't know if you all experience that. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Like, I know I wanted something to go with this journal, but I don't think I picked that out to go with this card. I just realized, I just thought it would look good with the journal. That's funny. This is from a vintage, I think this was from, it's a children's book. I don't know if it was Dick and Jane or not, but it's kind of like one of those, like a Dick and Jane book, but it might have been Dick and Jane. That looks like Spot right there. Very old one. This is some of my green dyed paper, and here's another tab. I put six tabs in here, the little red or burgundy tabs. Here's some cardstock here, pocket here. Got a little bookmark. As I say, whenever I see bookmarks at thrift stores, I pick them up if they're affordable. And this one, it looks like I turned it into, I guess it was a bookmark, but then I think I put that little hole there, and that's one of my homemade reinforcements, and added that little ribbon. And then a couple of, well, this is a little tag, pretty little tag with writing spots on the front and back. And this is a piece of paper that you can use for note paper or journaling or whatever you want. Cut it up, make pockets, whatever. Glue it down somewhere. Ledger. Little bird sticker here. I got out one of my ephemera packs. Oh, that's not a sticker, that's an ephemera piece. But yeah, I got out one of my ephemera packs that I thought coordinated with the colors here, and used a few pieces through here, so you will see those in this journal also. And this is the first one, this little bird, and that is on this pretty scrapbook paper here. Here's a flip up, flip down. This is avocado dyed on the back on a piece of the atlas paper. Here, right here it says World Index, so it's a World Atlas. Little cut off here from the magazine. Pretty little page. Here, this was in that ephemera pack. It says Time to Escape right there. And this is a little kind of flip out on this graph paper. This was from like an address book here, and I just added it to that here, and you can see some of it over here. This is scrapbook paper here, and this side has looks like a book, but it's scrapbook paper. And this side has some more of that pretty yellow trim. Here's another piece, a little flower here from that ephemera pack I used in here. I did lightly decorate in here. I really had fun making this one. It has lots of room for whoever gets it, though, to add their goodies and writings and journalings and things. This is from an old book. Oh, this is the Dick and Jane book, too. If it is Dick and Jane, I don't know, but another one of those children's book pages. This is the center. So we've got a flip out here. This is scrapbook paper. Really, really cute. And so I use that as a center page. I just like the flowers and the pretty colors there. So we're on the back half. So that's the Dick and Jane page. This is a little belly band here. So this is a pretty kind of glittery kind of cardstock paper here. I don't know if you can see how it's kind of, it doesn't have glitter on it, but it just gives you that vibe, kind of glittery vibe. It's a belly band. In here, I did a video where we worked on these together and made some of these little like specimen tags. So pretty. I need to make some more of these because I have some more of that. This is an actual real dried flower there. And it's got the eyelet, a really pretty tag. And then this is a recipe card that I put in here, or not a recipe card, a recipe, handwritten recipe. And I have a bunch of these, and I thought I need to start using these. So, and I have some blank paper like this too actually from recipe books. So I thought, well, let me try to use this. And it's blank on the back here, so I added a little label here, all from that one ephemera pack that I was telling you about, and a little butterfly too from the ephemera pack. So those are both in this belly band here for someone to have fun with. Just something different, you know. I'm trying to just use all my things, but I can't use them all in one journal, so each journal is going to get, you know, as I'm trying to use my goodies here, going to get different things, right? So here's another tab on the graph paper, little page here. pocket here, this is made from an envelope. This is a little envelope, and this card came with this envelope. So here's the tiny envelope on the the Atlas index page. This looks like handmade paper, and these little gold hearts are on there. They look like little, I don't know, they have a texture. There's a little kind of flat back heart there. I didn't make this. I found this at a thrift store. Here's the back. And the inside was like this. It came with this little paper in it, so I left it in there. So really nice little card that I thought was so cool when I found them at a thrift store. And so I did add a little picture here in the pocket. It's a little picture that I just put together from a book there. So cute little picture that I just cut out of a book, probably a Reader's Digest. And then the pretty scrapbook paper ledger. Here's another pocket here where I added a pretty postcard. Yeah, that says Post-a Note on there. And then, let's see, what did I want to tell you? I forget, I'll remember in a second. But this is also a tag, a little plant tag, you know, that you get these. I actually took this off of a plant that someone got at work, and I figured they didn't need this tag. And so I took it and made a tag out of it. I put paper back here and added a little ribbon or lace there as a topper. So cute little tag. I wanted this to be kind of, you know, since the front is floral, I wanted it to be floral and gardeny. So that's kind of the theme of this. Here's another one of those tabs. The Dick and Jane children's book. This is graph paper here, and I have a bulldog clip here with a couple of pieces of the ephemera that I didn't glue down so that you could use them in here. This says Let's Celebrate, and this is a cloud like with heart rain coming down. Really cute little pieces I thought somebody could have fun with. So those are just clips, so you get the little clip and the little pieces of ephemera. This is the postalette that I was saying on the other side. It started over there, and you know, I made it into a page, so it's got the other part over here. This part has a little creature here. What is that? A mouse, I think. But it's got such big feet, so I'm not sure. But really cute, cartoony kind of little mouse, and with flowers and things. So, you know, sticking with that gardeny kind of flower theme here. Some more of that pretty yellow trim with the white lace on it on this blue lined paper. A little short page here. This is a little flip out on this index page here from the Atlas. This is an envelope that I did decorate a little bit. I've got some of that trim that I used on the front right here. I've got a piece there. And this is a little piece from the ephemera pack that I was using. This is a little bunny carrying like a pail with flowers in it. And in here, that's a little vintage envelope. I just have 2 pieces of note paper in here. Pretty little pieces of note paper. This one and this one. So lots of journaling space there. And glue them down like you could glue one. One would probably fit right here. Let's see how it looks. That would be really pretty. That's the other paper there, but wouldn't that be pretty to put right there? That's gorgeous. That's why I love text, because you can put things on it and it just looks like a nice background. I like index pages or text pages a lot for things like that. On this side, here's the flap of the envelope. This little deer, so cute. It was in the ephemera pack, and I put it right there. A magazine page here with a tag, or a tab, I should say. A piece from the ephemera pack. This says Cheers. And this is, of course, ledger paper. And on the ledger paper, I have an extra little piece here. This is stationery. It says Getting to the Point, and it has a pencil on it. I've had that for quite a while, and I haven't used it in a while, so I decided to add a piece right there. One way to get your paper in there, right, without adding pages, you know, it gets quite thick if you keep putting pages in, but if you can add them as flip outs, then you can cheat and get a few more in there. So this is the little tuck spot here, as you can see, with a couple of Well, this is a tag. Both sides are kind of, I used scraps to make this on both sides. This is neutral on this side and a little bit more color on this side. And the same thing with this. And they're both sewn around. So those are in that tuck spot. And that's the last page. And there's a tuck, well, not a tuck spot, there's a flap here. You know, this was an envelope. And so in the envelope, I lined it here. I have all this sewn around so that it is all nice and stitched. Zigzag stitching here. There's a straight stitch along here, and then around the whole flap is zigzag stitching. In the pocket here, I have, let's see, a like 3x5 Rolodex card. This is a bridge tally score sheet, so it's a big one that you can use for, you know, writing. You can cut it up and glue it down or whatever you want. Just write on it and stick it in the pocket. And this is actually a bridge tally card. Cute little pink one with a bow on it. So super cute. So that is the journal. Well, the flap goes in first there. And then what I do when I tie it up is just bring the two, you know, pieces even here. You can pull this through a little bit if you need to, either way, through the hole there. And then just tie it up like this. Super easy. It's a nice strong ribbon here, even though it's not very wide, which I kind of like. It doesn't cover up your journal too much. You know, when you, by the time you have it tied around here, you still get to see a pretty journal, but you have a nice little closure there, just like that. Super cute. And then coming with this is going to be a pen. I have a few of these that I need to give out. I've shown you these before, and I keep forgetting to put them with the journals, but this one says blah, blah, blah. They're new pens that I got at a very good price. And then this goes in here. I keep, you know how I tell you I always keep adding things when I finish a journal. So I was done, and I was like, oh, I need to put some tickets in there. Oh, I need to put a blue tag in there. So these are going in here. This is an envelope that I made a good while ago, a few years ago. And again, I'm trying to use the things that I've been hanging on to. It's just a really pretty envelope. So it has a button here, and you unwind, let's see, like this. This is a very long piece of embroidery floss, and I have a key, little bronze key on the end. And then you just unwind. And this was made from, let me see what's on the inside. I think it's paper, but this is all fabric on the outside. I sewed fabric on here, pieces, as you can see. There's a little bow here made out of a ribbon. The button is sewn on, and then I sewed it. I sewed it together after I sewed the pieces on. I sewed it together here. It's sewn around the flap and everything, and it's on, I think it's just like a white envelope or something, like a, you know, a bigger white envelope that I could cut off a piece and use it for paper. But anyway, it's some kind of white paper in here that I apparently put some dye on. Like I said, I did this a few years ago, so I'm just trying to remember what I did. So in here, let me get all the goodies out. I have, okay, and let's see. So I showed you the blue tag and the tickets. These are vintage tickets that I picked up at a thrift store. I mean, everything here came from a thrift store. There's no printables or anything here. So the tickets, I've got some Monopoly money here. I've got, let's see, a Rolodex card that I made. This one's from cardstock. And then I've got a couple of these little numbers in here that somebody could have fun with. 4 and a 0. Is there any more? Here's some gold seals. These are from the Post-a-let. So I put a couple of those in there. There's some stamps, postage stamps in here. They're U.S., stamps that I cut off of envelopes at work and have collected. Oh, these don't go in here. These go in the Rook. I put those in the wrong envelope. Those go in the Rook goodie bag. Anyway, stamps, a piece of the ribbon that I had used on the outside. I just had this little piece left right here, so I put it in here. And that goes with the Rook box too. I got my goodie bags mixed up. And then this is the receipt paper. I put the yellow piece in there, the yellow layer. This is the white layer. So I went ahead and put this in here. And this is a scrap of piano paper I had. I was going to cut this off right here because it's torn, but I thought, well, somebody could glue that down and still use it, you know what I mean? So I left it together, didn't cut it off, and so someone can use that piano paper to do something with. A couple pieces of scrap paper that I have that are really cool. This one has like a texture to it. Kind of, maybe it was embossed in this texture, I'm not sure. I mean, it is embossed, it's different from anything I've seen before, and it has a pretty color there, like lavender or periwinkle. And then this is a pretty brown with glittery design on it piece. And this is also a bigger piece. This has fibers in it like a handmade paper. So another piece you can have fun with. Scraps from this journal, paper scraps, you know, from the pages. So that is all in this envelope, and that is everything. So I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough here. That you know, even though I didn't make this online on video, I you know, went ahead and just got it done, and didn't want to drag it out too much because I'm making the other one. I made the other one on video, the little Rook box journal. So this one's going to be ready to go and in my shop when you see this video. Stay tuned for my next journals because I'm going to be making a few more, hopefully pretty quickly here. And I'm going to make at least one December daily and hopefully 2 December dailies for Christmas in July. So if you want to go ahead and get a December daily, or you just want to see how I make them, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell. Leave me a comment below if you're, I don't know, let me know what you think about December dailies and what style you would like, or you like. Like, I've used several different styles, and I should do a video on the different ones that I've used through the years, and I'm making one completely different for myself this year too than I've ever used before. So I think it's going to be really fun and something different. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.